He loves breaking rules.
I love breaking rules. Hey, I'm Robert. Welcome back to Chair Chats with Ron and Robert.
Okay, so today we're going to go through some rapid fire design philosophy tips questions that we've received. So first one is, what is one design rule you love to break or bend in your projects?
Ooh, can I go?
Mm-hmm. He loves breaking rules.
I love breaking rules. And I think this applies to fashion as well. You can mix brown and black together. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't mix neutrals. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm. And metal finishes. We mix gold, silver, pewter. We mix finishes. That also keeps your room current longer. When you lock yourself into only one finish, it tends to get dated much more quickly.
And when you're tired of one of those finishes, it's easier to replace 20% of your items than 100%. So it's an easy way to layer in, sub out, and quickly change the aesthetic of the room without having to clean slate it.
Yes.
Question number 2. How do you balance preserving the home's historic character with modern updates?
Oh, another good one. So behind the scenes, everything needs to be current and updated.
100%.
What you see can toe the line. You can pick finishes that look appropriate to the house. I think the number one mistake people make is they don't honor the bones and the style of the house. If you live in a craftsman house, you need to incorporate craftsman into your aesthetic somehow.
Absolutely.
If you live in a modern house, you don't want to live with a bunch of Victorian sofas and settees in your house. It has to fit the bones of the house.
And one of the biggest things for me in that is we love for the exterior of the house to essentially look like we never touched it. Our goal, particularly with our personal home here, Ridgefield Manor, we want people to pull up, see this house from the outside, and truly think that we've never touched it. In reality, we've touched every inch of it. And then coming inside, we like to keep all of the more public spaces historically accurate. However, what makes people cease to see historical homes as relevant for modern living are your kitchen and your bathrooms. So we feel very strongly that in all of these houses, you have to go in and do a modern kitchen and modern bathrooms. Modern does not mean style. Modern means functioning with all new bells and whistles that we want in kitchens. Our goal then is exactly what Robert said, which is pulling in that style into those spaces. So we picked in our house for our bathrooms and our kitchen reno that the era was the 1920s. That's when kitchens and bathrooms went from being strictly utilitarian to being more aesthetically pleasing. And that is the narrative that we wrote in our 1914 house. We chose to jump forward a decade, and that gave us more flexibility.
On the topic of eras and time periods, would you say there's a favorite design era or influence that you all have?
Ooh, that's tricky for me because things cycle. So like you can say, I love Baroque style. Well, is that the original Baroque from the 1400s, or is that Baroque revival? Things cycle in and out. And so for me, it's all about the context.
I mean, it's kind of like the curly mullet coming back again. Who ever thought? I mean, is that 80s or is it 2026? I mean, who knows?
Do you have any hot takes or controversial opinions on modern trends that you're seeing right now in design?
I think my hottest take on that is I don't think contemporary has to be cold. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions, is that, you know, contemporary has to be all white, all sleek, and don't get me wrong, I still think that is stunning. I can't live in a house like that because then I want to put stuff in it immediately. But warm contemporary is really the direction that I feel like contemporary is going at this point.
Being a slave to trends, don't lock yourself into things that are trendy, because the point of trends is for mass production and mass selling of goods. And so if you lock yourself into a trend, when that trend's dated, you're starting over again. And so stick true to what makes you happy, stick true to what makes you feel joy in your space, and everything else will work out. But don't be a slave to trends.
Yeah.
So one question that I think your followers will love to hear an answer to is how do you go about approaching like a high-low design aesthetic? Like if you want the expensive look, but you have a budget, do you have any go-to tips or tricks?
Vintage shopping is always the best way to navigate the budget problem.
Absolutely.
You can find amazing things in thrift shops and antique stores and Facebook Marketplace, and I don't think you have to limit yourself to new items for them
No.
to feel like luxury.
And on that, my favorite place for finding vintage items now is the online auctions. It's a whole new world. This is where most of the vintage shops and retailers go and buy their pieces now, so you can get them for less than half of what you would pay in a shop. And that's how I pick up a lot of my antique china, antique crystal, and so it's fun to find other resources for that.
Well, this was fun.
It was.
Thank you so much for joining. Let us know if you've got any questions that you'd like for us to answer or any topics you'd like for us to weigh in on. Leave a comment and let us know.